grab a cuppa, sit down, let's continue ripping this little car apart. So you've now got the front wings off, taken the windscreen out, also taken the rear quarter glass out here, the rear spoiler and the rear glass. So I managed to cover a bit of ground today, so I'm pretty happy with that. One thing you may have noticed that I actually lubricated and picked out the rubber seals around the windows. Normally I would just cut the seals from the inside and pop the glass out, but in this case I'm not entirely sure if I can get the new rubber seals. So it took a little bit of time, but got there in the end, managed to get the glass out safely and rescue the rubbers as well. I was also going to take the tailgate off at this point, but I've just realised something. I don't know if you can see that there, that this part of the boot lid here is slightly proud, just along this edge here. But if you look down the side of this light, you can see here that there's not a gap. It's had some kind of impact damage here, and somebody's just looks like they've replaced the rear lamp unit, but they've not actually repaired the area. So it actually looks like this needs to come out slightly. So I've got a bit of work to do here, and I'll keep the tailgate on just so I can keep the alignment right before I take it apart. I think this is what it's supposed to look like. You can see there's a uniform gap going down the quarter panel where the rear light is. So if I can get the other side to look like this, and then I can then align the tailgate to match, that'd be great. So next up, I'm going to try and do something with this area here. See if I can pull this light out slightly. The clearance here is, well, it's non-existent really. So I really want to pull this out slightly. I'm going to take the light off, see if we can do anything with the metal behind it. So with that rear lamp removed, you can definitely see there that there has been impact damage here. But it's going to be really awkward for me to get my slide hammer in there. So I'm going to try hydraulic ram behind this panel and see if I can actually pull this section out I'm just going to try it. Let's see what happens. That seems to have done the trick. Use the hydraulic ram inside just to push this panel out. Under here, I did have to make an incision because every time I was using a slide hammer here, it created a crease. So what I've done is I've just cut through the crease. What I can do is repair that afterwards. I bring this panel slightly out because that was dented inwards, and then I use a slide hammer under here to bring this slightly out here. But doing that has actually created a gap that I needed down the side of the light, so that was actually quite successful. The only other thing is where the light here, if I move the plastic, it is actually moving the gap down the side. So I think before I go any more than that, I really need to get a set of rear lights that I know are actually going to stay on the car. But for the time being though, as that plastic here was set over this line, that's actually a good repair. Next thing I need to do, under here, I'm not sure if you can see that at all, but there is a rubber stopper. There's a rubber stopper under here, and it's actually away from the actual vehicle, which is causing this gap. So what I'm going to try and do, it's a bit crude, but put a block of wood here in the middle and just slightly tweak this tailgate round, just so it is almost flush with that light, like the other side. There we go, that's a lot better. It's almost flush, but it does actually match the other side, so yeah, pretty chuffed with that. Really starting to fly along with this Mira project now. I did need to buy a welder. I was after a gas MIG welder, but unfortunately I was unable to get one, so I've actually gone for something that I didn't want to buy, and it's a Chinese gasless MIG welder. Okay, here are the packages here. A little bit concerned already that the welding helmet box is only slightly smaller than the actual welding unit box. Let's unpackage these, see what's inside. Okay, first up, welding helmet and Delhi. It's an auto darkening one, pretty industry standard, I guess. Adjust from grind to weld on the side, and inside there, sensitivity and the delay. I really hope I'm pleasantly surprised with this welder. Okay, here it is, and it's tiny. It really is small. Digital display there. Yeah, it's a tiny little bit. This also came with some other components as well, which I've got here. Instruction manual. That's the earth lead there. 2 rolls of wire, 1 mil. Some MIG welding torch there. Oh, some welding tips in here. Arc welding rods, a couple of shrouds there, wire brush, an adapter, that's for 200 volts, and also a torch there for the arc welding. It's quite a comprehensive bit of kit. I'm just going to clean up some scrap steel to test. Oh, can't hear you. Let me turn this down. So I'm just cleaning up this scrap steel, and what we'll do in the next video, we'll see what this Andeli welds like. As always, thanks for tuning back in, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!